The following is an actual play D&D podcast featuring comedians and improvisers in the great state of Vermont. Welcome to Improvised Weapons. Last time on Improvised Weapons.
Do we have to give her up?
That's what I said, thank you!
I don't think we're gonna get them to change their laws.
Did he whine? Did he whine like a little baby?
Oh my god, I got something in my eye.
Can't believe you named it.
Stupid name for a horse.
Are you sure it's a vision?
Word.
He called it his frosted flake.
Oh no.
What do you want?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know Horse Puncher. That uppity horse had it coming.
Randy, no.
Hey!
We're going to start this episode off with a little interview, so here's our very own cast member Aaron to tell you about Aaeowyn Orimora.
So Aaeowyn Orimora is a high elf wizard. She's a student at one of the magical universities, which I've named in my head Blackbeak University because it's like a Ravens thing. Anyway, she is a low-level student. She's just beginning her studies, but to advance to the next level, she needs a signature from some authority figure, so she has found Cassian from a bulletin board. So that's why she's in this party. She's not a people person for sure. She spent her whole life in the study of magic. She was from school to school to school to school to school. She's never really made any friends other than the books in her library and then the books in the library of the school. She's much more at home at a desk reading than she is talking to people. But she's trying it, like she knows that she's got to get her signatures, so she's really putting herself out there. She's tall. I think I wrote that she's like 6'2", 6'3". She's tall, thin. She has really long, bushy red hair, and
Like early Hermione style?
like early Hermione style, but red, like a Weasley red. And she keeps things in her hair. And yeah, she tends towards red. She has these big circular glasses, and she's pretty cool. Yeah, that's Aaeowyn.
What, I mean, you don't have to answer this question, but if you know the answer to this question.
Yeah.
What is Aaeowyn's goal beyond school?
Oh, she is on a quest for knowledge. Like she loves learning. She hasn't really thought past school because that's everything behind her and everything in front of her is school. So she's just learn. That's her whole thing. She just wants to improve her magic abilities. When she sees magic happen, she's like, oh, that's so cool.
Is she gonna be one of those people who's like, I need to have 6 PhDs?
Yeah.
And just keep getting another degree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's academia. Yeah, this is definitely outside of her normal life, and she can't wait for it to be over. She like needs that signature. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you want to tell us about her?
No, she's pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess we're discovering more as we go, but that's the idea I've had for her in my head.
Sweet. Anything
Yeah.
you want to tell us about yourself?
Sure. My name's Aaron Paulsen. I am an improviser based out of Burlington, Vermont. I perform every Thursday night at the Vermont Comedy Club with the Unmentionables. Every Sunday in August, we're going to have a residency show called Mixtape, so check that out. And then, yeah. I don't have an Instagram. Oh, I have an Instagram at APAUL14. I don't have a Twitter or anything. But follow me in life. Do it. See if I notice.
Cool.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
And now we can get to the episode proper. Editor's note, the birds outside my windows were real active during this recording. They are not purposeful ambiance. This tavern is not full of birds. Now let's hit it and crit it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Improvised Weapons. We are ready to dive in, methinks. We ready, folks?
Woohoo! Let's do this.
That sounds like a yes.
I'm good to go.
There was some silent gesticulation there, too.
We're never sure when we're allowed to start talking when you're doing your intro. So.
Oh, never. At the tail end of the last episode, the whole crew had stolen away to a tavern where they were questioning folk to find out more information about some missing persons. And at the very end of that episode, they were all sort of on their own in the tavern doing their own thing. Yarfik was standing on a stool trying to sort of enrage
and adulate at the same
rabble.
time, just getting them all focused on me.
And Cassian and Aaeowyn were engaged in similar activities on their own in the pub, trying to start a bar fight. And Olash was sitting at the bar, drowning her sorrows from a hug that went wrong. And at that moment, a large man had entered the bar, shouted, "Hey!" and pointed at Olash. And that is where we pick up. All of the sound pretty much drowns out of the tavern at this point. All of the common folk and people who live there have just gone shock quiet. You three or four are really the only ones who are still talking at all.
Horse puncher's here.
Right here! No one can take me, come on!
Look over there.
Everyone in the bar has their eyes focused on the door of the tavern. Standing there is a large man. He's about a head shorter than Olash, but he is just as broad in the shoulders as Olash is. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow. He's wearing a dirty tunic. Looks like he came, probably straight from wherever he works. And he, once again, pointing at Olash, says, "Hey, you! What the hell do you think you're doing here?"
How far away am I from Olash? Just curious.
So Olash is sitting at the bar, and you are over here, because if I remember correctly, you were talking to Randy last.
Yes. That sounds right.
Yeah, so he's over here in the corner.
Cassian and Randy, the new power
But I can
couple.
see what's happening, yeah.
And
Correct.
I'm standing near Olash, obviously on a bar stool.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember where I am. I feel like I don't remember where I
You had been going around the
You
crowd.
were,
like,
yeah,
looking
you were
people up.
probably over near where the bard was playing, because that's sort of where critical mass of people was.
Oh, okay. Cool. So what do you guys want to do about this?
I'm going to turn fully to him.
I'm going to see how this plays out for a little bit, but I'm going to help Olash if it becomes necessary.
I whisper to the bartender, "Who is that?"
And the bartender says, "Oh, what do you want?"
Another ale,
Dumbest
of course.
freaking bartender.
But I was asking who just walked in the door.
And he says, "Oh, that's Terry.
Terry.
Terry."
Scary Terry.
Anything more you can tell me about Terry?
Before that conversation can go any further, Terry, having not gotten an answer to his question, says, "I saw you earlier walking around with that thing.
Oh, he's a racist.
Just what this town needs, a mutant going around carrying a monster."
I am not a mutant, sir. I am a half-orc. Thank you very much. A very famous half-orc. I will
6
add.
of one, half dozen of the other.
What did you say?
Oh, dude.
I said 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
All right, well,
Thank you for clarifying.
While this is happening, I'm going to sort of sidle around and kind of get close in behind him. I assume I should make a stealth check, probably.
Well, he's got his back to the door.
Okay.
So it would be very difficult to get behind him, because that's like...
Wait, oh, that's him. I
Yes.
thought, okay. I
No,
thought
that's,
that was him.
that's the bartender.
Okay.
You can get behind the bartender, but...
No, I don't need to do that.
I'm going to hop.
You've already had some confusing interactions with with males in this tavern.
Listen, Cassian is very secure in his masculinity. That's not the problem here. I'm just trying to get a tactical advantage, but it's going to be tough if he's facing us.
I'm going to hop down off the bar stool and stand next to Olash, and just, I'm not going to, like, preempt anything you want to do. I'm just going to stand next to you and be there right flanking you, basically.
My hand is, like, near my sling, ready to draw.
Okay. So Terry continues. "I heard that you saved that boy. Some of these sheep in here might even think you're a hero, but I know an animal when I see one.
Shit.
So go on, get out of here. This tavern is for people only.
Well, then
I
maybe
say-
you should leave.
Shut up, you. You're short, but I don't not like you.
Your grammar is impeccable. But if people are only allowed here, maybe you should leave.
And he turns away from you mid-sentence and points back at Olash, and he's like walked up to you at this point. He's in your face, and he like points at you and puts his finger right on your sternum and says, you know, if you go around back, I'm sure you might be able to get some scraps at the end of the night.
Okay, I'm gonna just straight up draw my rapier and just bash him in the back of the head with it. I'm gonna try and rabbit punch him in the neck.
Okay.
I like this guy.
Roll to hit.
I was sitting waiting to see what Olash was going to do.
I'm crying, by the way.
That is a... wait, what do I have to hit?
I put a hand on your shoulder.
That's a 15.
15
But it's probably
hits.
around your waist.
Go ahead and roll
That's kind
damage.
of short.
I'm assuming you are going for non-lethal damage.
Yeah, non-lethal and I guess bludgeoning, presumably, rather than piercing. Do I use
I
the
stabbed
same
him through
die?
his neck in the back.
Yeah. It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. That is a 9.
So you sort of creep up behind him. He is like singularly focused on Olash, and no one else in the bar really exists to him right now. He 100% does not see you coming. So you pommel strike him right in the back of the neck, and he just crumples
I catch him.
boneless sack.
I turn to the rest of the bar and I say, that's what you can expect. That's what any of you can expect if you badmouth a hero.
I'm also going to catch him so he doesn't fall on the floor and just let him down.
So you catch him, and then you just let him down on the floor.
Yes.
Right,
So he doesn't
right
hurt-
in front of the stools of the bar.
So he doesn't hurt himself, but he's not going to go any farther.
I like that your concern is that he doesn't get hurt.
Yes.
We're not
got, like,
monsters.
I will
Punched in the
I
spine.
am apparently.
Don't listen to him.
This man is the monster, not you.
I've had a bad time in this bar, you guys.
Drink.
This sucks.
You know what I do when I have a bad time? I have more ale. Bartender!
You do that when you have a good time.
do you
too.
want?
I turn to
More
Olash.
ale!
I turn to Olash and I say, sorry if that was out of turn. If you wanted to hit him yourself, we can wake him up. But I couldn't listen to any more of that trash.
Thank you.
I'm gonna resume trying to get a bar fight going with Yarfik.
bar fight.
I'm going to just surreptitiously kick him a little.
I shout to the bar. So if any of you would like to have a fight that's in fun, come here and box my man Yarfik. I promise he'll hit you from the front, not the back.
I only box horses, that's all I do.
Yeah.
And I drink
roll
another
I
take.
cast
a-
minor illusion for a ding ding noise.
A
Put him
ring
up.
girl walks by.
Put him up, put him up. Come
A
on.
microphone comes down from the ceiling. Roll a persuasion check.
In this corner.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh, man. This is
But you have a times 10.
And then I have a +5 modifier, but I still rolled a 2.
Did you
My
barter?
fucking best skill.
Inspire
We
yourself.
botched
Inspire
it.
yourself.
So you,
don't think I
you know,
can.
you're sort of in the open area of the bar, entreating everyone around, saying, you know, whatever it is. What words are you using to try and rouse the rabble?
I say, my man Yarfik wants to test his strength against you. Who would like to take a crack at the horse puncher?
And you get some murmurs. One guy sort of speaks up, and he's just like, "We don't want to fight the horse puncher. We like the horse puncher.
Damn it, I was
Why
afraid of this.
would we want to fight the horse puncher? He punched a horse."
Just, you know, it's a contest of strength, man. You've never tussled with anyone just to see who'd be the victor?
Cassian, these are my fans. I've never had fans before. Let me breathe
I'm
it in.
gonna just take a quick sidebar with Yarfik, and I'm like, I thought I explained what I was trying to do here.
I understand, but I've never had fans before. I kind of enjoy this about it.
I walk over to them and say, and shout, "Oh no, are these two going to fight now?" and then I like wink at both of you. And I walk back to the bar.
Okay, I look around and I say, yes! You won't help me get a fight going? Well, then I'll fight you myself, you big lummox!
Cassian, I couldn't fight you. You're the man with the mouth. I mean, if I bruised your pretty mouth, then we wouldn't have someone to sing.
I shove him in the chest.
Oh,
I
that-
cast minor illusion and a spurt of blood comes.
It is so terrifying to hear the phrase, "If I bruised your pretty mouth."
Cassian has no response to that because he knows his mouth is very pretty. He's not going to fight about it.
Well, Cassian, if that's the way you want it,
Oh, that is the way I want it, my friend.
I hand my shield and my warhammer to Olash.
I take him.
Yeah, I obviously sheath my rapier.
And
Okay.
we walk over to where the bard's been singing and like start circling each other on the stage.
So you go up, you push the bard off the stage.
Horse puncher coming through.
You
I
go
say,
up-
I lean over to the bard and I say one bard to the other. I'm like, sorry, man, but this will make a great story, so don't worry about it.
Okay, important question.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to fight for real, or are you going to fake a fight?
I'm planning to fake a fight. I don't know what yet.
That was my plan as well.
Okay.
Because I feel in my head I could beat the living crap out of Cassian.
Okay, so we're still going to roll initiative for this, just to see in what order people act.
Us two? Or just the two of them?
You guys can be in on the initiative order if you think you will do something during it.
I'll be doing things.
Okay.
It's going to be casting so many
19.
illusions on this fight.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be.
It's like
aiding
we've
in
staged one of these before. I
Yeah.
believe.
I got a 17.
I got a 14.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Aaron's gonna
Love
go first.
the one guy who's
Between
not
me and
fighting gets to go first.
It was
Are you
my
just
idea.
watching
This
with
fake
back-
fight was my idea.
I have
so-
ales coming to you like repeatedly. so
I'm
you just-
still pretty distracted.
Yeah.
Still crying a little bit.
No, we got this, Olash. You take a second.
And I paid the.
You also
bartender
make
to just
you
keep
should
giving
be
her ale.
Yeah.
making sure to keep an eye for whoever's going to show up and
Your
try and
eyes.
swoop us away.
Oh,
after this
right.
fight.
Yeah, I'll be. Yeah, my focus will be split between maintaining any. And
Okay.
also looking at the door.
I also, as we're circling the two, I'm going to try to take off the top part of my scale mail to really like make it like a real bare knuckle fight, like no advantages. So drop my AC.
So just so you're aware, the stage you're on is 5 feet by 10 feet.
All right.
Just it's not very big. That's
Right,
just
right.
making sure you're aware of
We
that.
got it.
And
Let's take this into the crowd in a little bit.
let's do it.
We're going to sell the crap out of this.
Yes, we are.
Aaeowyn, you are up first.
I say, oh no! Not my two friends, and not two of my three friends. And then I don't do anything at the moment.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Then Cassian.
I'm going to just do like a couple of like jab cross move at Yarfik, like, but obviously pulling my punch so I don't land it very
Okay, roll a performance check.
Oh crap!
Didn't put any points of performance.
I also don't have any in it either.
Okay, that's 17.
So you sort of float like a butterfly, you sting like a bee a little bit, and you do your jab cross, and you hit Yarfik just enough for him to have just that little bit of recoil. So the crowd totally buys it.
Nice.
Yarfik.
I'm gonna grab my nose, as if he's really hurt it very badly.
Okay.
Look down, and then I'm gonna try to headbutt him in the sternum.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a
But
performance
pull
check.
it, but pull it.
Yeah.
6.
So
I have to do all the work.
in response
I'm a
to
cleric.
in response to Cassian's moves, you reach up to grab your nose, but it comes off a little too Three Stooges style, so it looks very telegraphed and strange. And then you go to headbutt him, but you don't pull your punches enough. So roll a d4.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Okay, I gotta find a D4. I haven't rolled these in a while. 4.
So Cassian, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as a very tough dwarf skull just cracks your solar plexus.
Can I, as a response, take a really try and do a really impressive dive, like take a dive?
Yes, roll a performance check as your reaction.
Okay. 14.
Okay, yeah, with that you do a very impressive swooning dive
And I'm gonna try and sort
backward.
of fall back, off the stage, and then I'm gonna come up swinging a chair.
Okay, so you fall off the stage, sort of careening against the table that's right over there, and we'll...
Cool.
And of course, as I do that, I just yell, "Ha ha!" Guys.
But now it's my turn, right?
Yes, now it is your turn.
I'd like to cast alarm on the door. So does it? Question: if I cast alarm on the door and somebody walks through it, does it trips the alarm? But does it nullify the alarm? Is it a one-use thing, or will it continue to sound as people walk
I
through it?
believe that alarm lasts for the amount of time that it's set for.
Okay.
So it's not a single use.
Okay, then I'll cast alarm on the door. This is a first level spell. I have a magic word for it.
Panarfo?
No, it's not Panartho. It has to come to me. Guichu! Okay. So
God, I hope you're writing this stuff down.
no, I can't.
What?
So there's it's in the spell book. I can't, it's there. So I cast it, it's on the door, so that I can and it just rings in my head, so I can keep looking at the door if people come in.
I just noticed that your character sheet says elf, hi.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi.
Because she's a high.
I'm a high elf.
No, I get it.
Yeah. And then
She's also got a lot of that dank kush.
Yeah. And then
Elven Kush?
I also that I can't do anything else as far as spells go, right? I only have time
Correct.
for one
You
spell.
can only cast the one.
I think we have to assume that wizards have the best drugs, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
got to.
I go, won't somebody stop this?
Trying to decide if I should make you roll a performance check for that.
I have -2 on performance.
No, it's fine. You're blending into the crowd.
Yeah.
Cassian.
Okay,
Aaewyn's
so
blending into the crowd.
Yeah.
as I get to my feet, I'm gonna pick up a bar stool or a chair or whatever's near me,
Chair.
and I'm gonna pretend to whip it at Yarfik. I'm gonna just kind of swing it down past him and let it drop on the floor, but I'm gonna cast a minor illusion as it goes by his head, so that it looks like it's splintering on his face.
Okay. So roll another performance check.
Can't wait for one of these to go wrong for you.
18.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
I'm excited. I'm very happy that they're not, but
So-
I'm beating the crap out
a
of
shoe's gonna drop.
So you go.
Yeah, or Yarfik
Yeah.
will just kill me.
So you go
like a
tumbling
breaking
off
back.
the stage, and you sort of land against somebody who's sitting at that table, and they get up to get out of the way, and then as they're doing that, you pop back up to your feet and you grab their chair by the chair back, and you run up onto the stage and you go swinging it at him, and you telegraph it enough that he can see what you're trying to do, so he just sort of leans out of the way, and you slice sort of down with him, and just it hits the stage, and there's cacophony and noise. Yarfik.
But you heard me say I'm doing a minor illusion so that it looks like it's breaking on his head, right?
Oh,
Like it
okay,
looks like
sorry,
I hit
yes.
him with it, and it.
Yes, so yeah, it looks like it's breaking. They're all very convinced, though. If they were to pay enough attention, they would see there is an unbroken chair now on the stage.
Actually, that the chaos of the fight
Yeah.
will make them overlook.
Yarfik.
Misdirection.
So I'm going to turn to Cassian and say, you're not an honorable fighter, and you need to use outside weapons, huh? And then I'm going to try to run up the corner of the wall and then come down and punch him across the face.
Parkour!
Okay.
Oh my god.
That is gonna be an acrobatics check.
Okay, I have better than that performance.
Well, you're gonna have to do a performance check also.
Well, my acrobatics check is a 17.
So what's your performance check? Because there's two parts to this.
That is an 18.
Oh, damn!
Nice.
Yarfik's got some moves.
I felt bad hitting him the first time. So I actually
His
did
little
better.
dwarf legs.
Yarfik,
to animate this fight.
Yarfik gets the pretend hit from the chair, and then he remembers this amazing scroll that he read once about this land called France, and this story of District B13.
Oh my god.
And he sort of backs up as much as the stage will allow him to do, because once again it's only 10 feet long. Yeah. And he sort of takes a run and goes up at the wall, and he gets his left foot up on it, and then his right foot up on it, and then his left foot again. He plants it and pushes off, and he goes just flying 4 feet of rage at Cassian with his fist outstretched, and does a really convincing looking swing right at the end, which you see coming, and you take it in stride and crack backwards. Cool.
What's Olash doing?
Still drinking?
Yeah. Is Terry still just passed out?
Terry is
Out cold? Okay, cool. Just
Yeah, maybe you should
drinking,
rifle
just
through
drinking and glaring at his unconscious.
At this
Corpse.
point, the bartender and the bar wench, while they're fully aware of the fight that's happening, they've probably started to like try and drag Terry out of the way, not because they necessarily care about him, but largely because he's in the way of the bar. Mm-hmm. They're probably like over in that little alcove next to the bar right now, trying to like smacking him in the face and being like, "Hey, Terry, come on, not again."
Can I ask what is the crowd's reaction to what's been happening so far?
They're watching. They're enthused.
watching.
They are enthused. They're interested to know what's going to happen here.
Okay.
Would you
no,
like
no,
to
no.
do?
It's your turn.
I just wanted to cast minor illusion, an audible illusion, a 5-foot cube that encompasses both of their heads and tells them, "Someone needs to lose, guys." I get this whole. I understand, but somebody needs to lose so that we can have a winner, and then.
I'm into this now. I'm just like, yeah, this is great.
Cool, Cassian.
I'm gonna say, well, if you don't think it's fair enough, maybe you should cry to your mother like you did when you buried yourself in that tunnel. And I'm gonna, as I'm doing this, I'm gonna cast a minor illusion of somebody in the crowd, like a voice in the crowd yelling, 10 gold on the skinny one. And then and I'm also going to charge at Yarfik and try to grab him in a headlock, like pretend to get him in a headlock and try and drag him to the ground.
Okay, cool. Roll performance.
14.
So you do all of those things. The chant of 10 gold on the skinny one comes up from the crowd, sort of amorphously, and someone else sitting in one of the booths over here says, "I'll take that bet." So they're definitely getting they're really getting into it now. And you sort of Yarfik is still somewhat off balance from that punch that he gave you from when he landed. So you easily slide behind him and get an arm around his neck and then sort of lock your other arm around it and start trying to sleeper hold him.
Oh, and I'm gonna whisper to him really quick. Aaewyn's right. We should finish this soon. So after you throw me off, you get one more good hit in, and I'll take a dive.
I've got an idea. It's great. I love this.
Sweet.
Yarfik.
Unless you want to pretend to lose, I'm cool with that.
Okay, each round is 6 seconds, so you don't have enough time for this conversation.
We just we're lying there for a second.
Everyone in the audience is like, are they just spooning?
So I'm gonna say, "You dare bring up my mother in the middle of this?" And I'm gonna try to sit up as far as I can and drive us back into the floor, but not use all my weight, so we don't really actually do it, and slap down with my hands to make a big noise.
Roll a performance check.
That is a 20, not natural.
Okay, so you do that. You just throw all your weight into in your torso back behind you, and Cassian sort of feels that coming and goes as limp as he can to let it happen, and you get all the way back. And as you slap the ground, that's when it's perfectly timed. This is WWE style, really quality stuff. And it's we're up now to Aaewyn's turn. What's going on?
Well, the fight's over.
No.
I thought you were out cold.
I figured we'd
quote
do
unquote.
one more dramatic finishing round.
Oh, okay, great.
Our finishing maneuver.
Sure.
I have nothing else to do. I can. What kind of lighting is in this bar?
It's dim lighting. There are candles and lamps.
Okay, I can control the color of flame with one of my cantrips. Mm-hmm. And I wanted just to make it more dramatic, like reds and
okay,
like the moment, like in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, when when a big question happens. Now they're all like do 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 do, like another kind of focused, and it's red and it's dramatic. Okay, continue.
Who wants to beat a dwarf?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
Regis
release.
should not be asking that question.
No, you really should.
Puts him in some trouble.
Yeah, beating the dwarf is what people say in this.
It's another euphemism.
Yeah.
Okay, so I obviously release his neck as he fake slams me into the ground. But I'll roll out from under him and push myself to my feet, but looking slightly dazed, and I'm gonna circle him again, and then I'm gonna do I'm gonna give him the people's elbow.
What's funny is you can do
theatrics.
that without like having to like actually jump or move because just based on your height, you can do it from standing.
With theatrics, so it's gotta be with theatrics.
And
Unless
as I
you
come-
want to jump and do it, that's up to you.
I'm gonna give a little hop off the ground. And as I come down on him, I'm also gonna whisper, "I changed my mind. You lose." That's an 8 for performance.
Okay, so
Stand up.
you roll out from under him. You stand up. And you go to give him the people's elbow, but it's too fast. He doesn't have time to see it. Like, he's not facing you right away. So you get him in the top of the head, and it does nothing. He's just like, he's just standing there. It's almost like your elbow bounces off the top of his head. And you say, "I changed my mind. I want you to lose," and then your elbow just like, boom, boom. So you're not really sure if he's agreeing with you on this tactic. Yarfik.
Stand still, you damn dirty human. And then I'll also just say, "And now you'll see what made me famous as Horse Puncher." And I wind up like the biggest Three Stooge haymaker, like wind, and just try to throw it as hard as I can.
Okay.
And when I want to see him like fly into the crowd.
Okay.
So are you hitting me for real?
No, I'm missing you.
All right,
but
so I'll prepare to jump
exactly,
back.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, unless you've decided that you want to
I
win.
mean, well, if I'm gonna win, I'm not gonna.
Once
take this
the elbow
punch,
ricocheted.
So, yeah.
All right, so performance.
Yep.
That is a 16.
Okay, so you have your
rolling
little
real dang well in
bit of talk to him.
Changed my die out.
You wind up, and he's still a little like shaky because his elbow's like reverberating at this point from just contacting dwarf skull.
Can I yell Horse Punch?
Absolutely. So you do the wind up for like maybe 4 rounds, not rounds of combat, just like circles, and then your fist rockets forward to the tune of Horse Punch, like Falcon Punch, but with a horse, and you aim for like his stomach, just because that's kind of straight ahead from where you are. What? He's short.
Yeah.
And you know what, Cassian? I just want to know how you take this. I'm going to ask you because
yeah,
it looks
as-
to the crowd very convincing.
Right. As this windup is happening and the punch is sailing towards me, time is kind of slowing down in Cassian's head and everything is standing forth in perfect clarity. And I'm having a real inner conflict moment because my ego really wants me to be the one to win this fake fight, but all my dramatic instincts are screaming that this is the perfect finishing move to sell this. And as his fist comes towards me, I decide that I'm gonna take this dive for the sake of the story, and like the sake of the story of this fight, and also because it'll give us the chance to wallop who's ever been kidnapping these people. So as his punch sails past me, I'm gonna spring backwards and just do like a like full all 4 limbs in the air and I'm just slamming to the
am
ground.
picturing like slow motion John Woo pigeons flying past you.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually go ahead and
I
make
cast
a
minor illusion.
pigeon.
Okay, so you take the dive, you go flying off the edge of the stage, and you land where that chair was before that you had picked up to fake hit him with. And do you just like go quote unquote unconscious?
I do like I sort of start to pick myself back up and then just slump back down again.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So you are effectively down for the count. Great. So we're out of combat quote unquote combat at this point. We're really fighting.
If you had landed an
And
elbow, I would have stayed with it the whole time.
I figured. That's where the dice
a rousing cheer goes up from the crowd. People are ecstatic. One guy starts a chant and just starts going, "When I say horse, you say puncher. Horse, puncher, horse, puncher." And then you also hear someone over here stand up and goes, "Okay, where's my 10 gold?"
No, the other voice said 10 gold on the skinny one. I say in the voice that Cassian you use, I minor illusion my own voice, and I say, "You bet 10 on the dwarf. Pay up."
Wait,
Yeah, the dwarf just won. Where's my money?
No.
when people
Because
say
you said-
on the skinny one, they mean they're betting.
Yeah,
that the
you
skinny
said
one's gonna win.
you bet on the skinny one, and then this guy said,
Said,
I'll take that
which means
bet,
he bet the
which
dwarf
means he
would
bet
win.
against you.
Like,
Yeah,
my
and
points
so
are
he
spending
won.
that I
Oh,
was
so
lost.
he won.
Sorry.
You think
I have not had a whole coffee
You think I'm
yet.
gonna fake bet on somebody else? I'm Cassian fucking Von Daemos.
So there's a guy who's now actively looking around the bar, like walking up to people and be like, "Did you? No, was it you? No, okay."
I'm a woman.
I'm gonna walk over and like check on him, make sure you're okay.
Okay. Are you like leaning in and
I'm leaning in, like I'm looking menacing at it, but I'm just like, are you okay? You good?
okay? I say, yeah, just like help me to my feet and we'll make it look like we're past the fight.
So I'm gonna try to help him to his feet and
So you help him up.
do a stare down
And
and like.
I put a hand on his shoulder like to steady myself, and I look down into his eyes, and I say, and after a second I just say, "Well played, sir. Let me buy you an ale."
I thought you'd never ask, and I clap him on the back really
And I
hard.
sort of fake stagger over to the bar with one arm around his
While
shoulder.
he's
Okay.
doing that, I'm trying to slide a hand, like a little bit of gold, into his pocket.
Okay. Roll roll sleight of hand.
Natural 1.
John!
So you you
What?
how much gold?
Let's fix it.
How much gold?
It was gonna be 1. It wasn't gonna be much. It was just 1 gold.
So you take out, you reach into your pouch and you take out 1 gold piece, and in trying to slide it into his pocket, you just like completely misjudge what's going on, and you accidentally like push it into someone's plate of food. so and like they're
Do
right
I notice
there.
that this is happening?
You do not see it. It's behind your back because he's trying to get it into like your back pocket. But in doing that, there's just this person sitting at the table right there, and you just slide a gold piece into their mashed potatoes, which they're in the act of eating. And they just kind of look up at you like in stunned silence, and then they go, "Thanks."
I wink at them. I wink, like just one of those awkward, like I stare for like an awkward amount of time, and then just big wink.
Do you say big wink?
Yeah, I say big wink.
Okay. Great.
Big wink, man.
Big wink.
Catch you later.
So,
I walk over to Olash and just check on her. Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay.
You alright?
I'll be okay.
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 I think we're gonna walk over to Olash as well. At that point, I'm gonna collect myself and say to her, like, "Did that make you feel better, little one?"
Wait, little one?
Yup. I'm much older than you are.
It's ironic, you know, like when you call a big dude tiny.
All right.
I say, listen, this town just hasn't ever seen anyone as big and strong as you. They're intimidated. Don't take it personally.
And apparently, your fame just is throwing people off here. You get stalkers all the time. I mean, this is a thing.
Thanks, guys. You're true friends.
Where's my ale?
Okay, I order an ale from the barkeep, and I also initiate a group hug.
Okay. So you guys
Roll for
all
initiative.
hug.
I'm gonna pay for the ale instead of him.
You're gonna pay for the ale.
No, thanks.
Are you keeping track of just
Yes,
how
I
much
am.
like?
Yes, I am.
You're just making it rain.
I have
Who's
a
the
bit
richest
of. I have a
one,
bit
I
of gold. and I'm
Okay,
a noble.
that's fine. So you guys, you pay for the ale. The bartender goes to get the drinks, and you guys all have your little group hug moment, like the end of an episode of Friends. And
I surreptitiously grab Cassian's butt.
sure,
I just
okay.
want to say there's never been a group hug at the end of an episode of Friends. Sure. Like, maybe the last one, but like...
I don't watch Friends. I don't know. I
Don't
assume that
reference what you
I
don't
assume
know.
I assume the entire
in your
show
lane.
is 22 minutes of fountain dancing. Am I wrong?
And a couch.
And there's a monkey.
There is a monkey, that's true.
Yeah, the monkey from Outbreak.
With
But
different
in Friends, he's not the monkey from Outbreak. It's just outside of Friends. He's the
though,
monkey from Outbreak, right?
In Friends, the monkey does get an acting gig in a movie about, like, an illness.
Okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is in it.
Oh, JCVD.
That is high quality.
Guys, John Claude Van
Anyway.
Damme played Terry. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
John Claude Van Damme
That
playing
explains
Terry.
the bad
You,
accent.
when he went down to the floor, he was actually doing a split.
Yeah.
This has been your pop culture.
Pop culture interlude.
So, you guys all have your little hug. You're all enjoying an ale at the bar. Various people have come up and like clapped you on the shoulder and been like, "Good fight, Host Puncher." And at this moment, someone sidles up right next to you at the edge of the bar. And it's someone that none of you really, you don't recognize him. You don't remember necessarily seeing him in the room at all. He's a rather tall gentleman, clad in all black leathers. His hood is up. It's kind of hard to see his face, given that his hood is up and the light in this room is pretty dim. And he's got sort of longish white hair that's coming out on either side of his head. And he comes up next to you, he claps you on the shoulder, and he says, "A pint for the winning pugilist."
I'll never say no to that, friend. What's your name?
Well, you can call me Pallid. I must say, you have some very impressive skills. Where did you learn to fight like that?
Oh, it's a long and terrible story that I'm sure you don't have time for. Okay, you seem like... Let's just say I have a lot of brothers and sisters, and we train very hard underground to be the best fighters in the world.
Wow, that is fascinating. I've got to say, I really was quite impressed with what you did over there.
Oh, it was nothing. I can't let someone just speak to me that way, even if they are my friend. They have to be put in their place.
I say we have a fight like that about once a month. It just really clears the tension out.
Ah, yes, I see. Well, this may sound like somewhat of an odd question, but what kind of person would you say you are?
The type of person that I am?
You understand that is not an answer to that question, right?
Quite. I'm just taking a moment to think, which is not usual for me. But I would say to me that I am a type of person that if you are my friend, you're in the best place possible.
Interesting. What were you like in school? What were you like when you were younger?
You're getting very personal about my backstory here.
I'm just asking questions. You don't have to answer them.
Well,
But I did buy you a beer.
You did buy me a beer, and that there is a bit of hospitality rules to this. I may not have been the most studious student, but I could intuit quite well, and I felt that I understood more about life just by living it.
A real scholar of life. I can appreciate that. It's really very fascinating.
Cassian, I think this is the black cloaked guy. The one who took the other people. We should keep an eye on this.
Yeah, I thought that was
Great.
understood.
Should I make you roll for that or not?
It's up to you, DM.
I was really quiet.
No, I'll leave it alone. It's fine. So he goes on to say, you really look like someone who knows how to put the weak in their place.
I don't feel the weak have to be put in their place. We're all equal people.
Yeah,
on equal
yes,
footing.
he does. Yes, of course he thinks that. You say that all the time.
When have I ever said that before?
As we walk and talk, you say I like to put the weak in my place.
It doesn't sound like me.
It sounds exactly like a thing you'd say.
It really does.
He agrees with you. With your ideology perfectly.
Well, excellent. I imagine if someone entreats that so fervently, it must be true.
Maybe there might be an odd time and place where the weak should be put in their place, but it's not a usual occurrence with me.
So, are you saying that that a show of strength to those that don't have it is unwarranted?
No, nay. I'm saying that if, say, this weaker person that you've made up in this one particular conversation is trying to assert dominance over people in a certain way that would make them feel threatened, then yes, I'd put them down as fast as possible. Because they should not be harming someone else just for their own gain. They should be shown that true strength comes from your friends.
Excellent. So, hypothetically...
Of course.
Hypothetically, have you, any interest in using those fists of yours to make some money?
I would never say no to a little cash if it's for the betterment of the world.
Absolutely. All you'd have to do is what you did here, fight in front of a crowd.
Oh, that's easy. I do that anyway.
Excellent. So,
Will
maybe...
I have to fight horses?
No.
Oh, because I'm kind of known for that.
You're horse punching.
I lean over and butt in and I say, naturally I'll be coming with you. I'm his manager and I take 10% of everything he makes.
Yeah, I fight my manager quite often because if we don't have anyone else around, he needs to get a good slapping.
He says, well, I appreciate your interest. I must say the window is somewhat closing. We'd have to leave very soon, and I've only got one extra seat.
Well, I mean, they could follow along behind us. They don't have to ride with you.
This is a trip for one, if you get my meaning.
I'm understanding the words coming out of your mouth, but I'd have to confer with my manager. Obviously, we want to make sure that I'm taken care of.
So, yeah, you mind if we just take a quick sidebar here?
Better be quick.
Okay, so
A little demanding for a man that wants me to come with him.
we move a little bit away. I think we're gonna have to gamble it. The three of us will follow as best we can. Do whatever you can to sort of delay him, slow him down, and keep his attention on you.
Do you guys, any of you, have a tracking spell of anything?
I do not.
Crap on a cracker.
Yeah.
I could throw a quick charm person on him and try and persuade him, but then he'll know he's been charmed.
Here. I take off my signet ring, and I hand it to Aaeowyn.
Oh.
And I say, hold on to this.
Yeah.
If you lose track of me, find a temple somewhere and ask them to track me.
They can do that?
If they have a high level
enough priest, they can help out. This is a family crest.
Wow.
And I expect this back.
All right.
All right, friend. We've discussed it. As long as I'm taken care of and they can know when I get there safely, I'll come along with you.
Well, you'll certainly be taken care of. We're not really going to be sending messages or anything like that.
Well, I'd appreciate they'd like to know. They've had me
say,
around for a while.
Yeah, how long of a gig are we talking about here? I mean,
Depends on how well he does.
Oh, I'm going to do fine. I'm the horse puncher.
Just, you understand at some point we'll need to check back in to discuss, his other gigs, his other arrangements.
I understand. I understand that you're very nosy, and it seems like you don't think that he can manage himself.
No, that's why he hired me as his manager. Try to keep up.
Well, have fun, Yarfik. You said that he'll be fighting people. Is this for an audience?
Yes, it is.
When will we get to watch?
You won't.
Why not?
You're, let's just say you couldn't afford the tickets.
Oh, well, couldn't I get a couple comps? I mean, I love performing with my friends. They are my family, basically.
This isn't some sort of traveling troupe where we do puppet shows for children.
I never said it was. Why did you bring up puppets in front of me?
This is like that rich family in The Purge. I think they're like...
That's a weird mask you're wearing.
Look, are you ready to go or not?
I got your ring, Yarfik. It's safe with me.
I'm going to come in and give him a big group hug and say, do not let me stay there too long.
There's your hug,
I'll
Olash.
be right behind you as to the best of our abilities. Like I said, do whatever you can to slow him up.
I'll do what I can. Goodbye, all. It's been wonderful. Lead on.
So he sort of,
Actually,
starts you out.
Sorry, real quick, as he's leaving, I'm going to just run up and clap him on the back and I'm going to say, you're the best damn fighter I know, Yarfik. You're going to crush this and become rich and famous like we always dreamed. And I'm going to slide him a bardic inspiration dice.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't go into mashed potatoes on the way. Yeah.
Use that as for skill checks
fuck yeah.
helping us follow.
Only lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Don't forget. Real quick, what's your guys' passive perception?
12.
Where do I see that?
It'll be at the bottom.
Do you need mine as well?
Right above the ammunition.
13.
13. I don't need yours. You're
Okay.
10.
So he leads you towards the alcove right over there. There's a door with that goes to a long hallway that leads out the back of the
bar
of the tavern. And out the back of the tavern, there's really not much there. There is, but there are two. That's where the outhouses are. Mm-hmm. So there are two outhouses out back.
I've been here before.
Going.
So we're surreptitiously trying to follow him. By the way, I'm gonna probably do it I'm going to probably go a little bit ahead of these guys because I think I'm the sneakiest, right?
In general, you are.
Probably.
Okay, so I'm going to wait a respectable amount of time after they leave the bar, and I'm going to sort of try and creep after them. At first, I'm going to stagger out of the bar like I'm drunk with my hood up over my face so that he couldn't necessarily see it was me, and sort of orient myself, but stumbling around, and if I
So-
can see them still.
How much time are you saying is a respectable amount of time?
I'll say I want to make sure they don't get out of sight. So probably not more than like 30 or 45 seconds.
1,000,
Are they
2,
still in sight
1,000,
when they
3,
get out?
1,000,
You're about to find out.
Okay.
4, 1,000.
So they make it down the hallway. They get outside. The two outhouses are there. Pallid turns to you, Yarfik, and says, "Now this may seem a little strange, but just bear with me.
Can I ask a question first before we leave?
There really is not time.
It's literally just for my own sanity. Are you called Pallid because you're so pale, or is it just like a family name? That's all I'm asking.
It's a nickname.
A nickname. What's your real name?
You can call me Pallid."
All right,
He
Pallid.
then goes up to one of the outhouses and he opens the door. And looking inside it, it's just a normal outhouse. There's
Get
nothing
Smart
special
shit.
about it.
Are we going for a swirly ride?
And he does not respond to you. But he reaches into his leathers and he removes.
Oh, I don't like when people reach in their leathers in an outhouse. This is not good.
He removes a gnarled-looking piece of wood.
Oh, you're holding your wood in an outhouse. This is not good at all.
He's not in the outhouse. He's standing outside the outhouse with the door open.
You pee outside the
worse.
outhouse?
So he
Good distance, but geez.
removes this piece of wood, which you recognize. It's shaped like it's a wand. It's shaped like a wand. It's got sort of a purple sheen to it, and
Like Aegea purple or like bad purple?
not Aegea purple, but not necessarily like evil purple. If that means anything to you.
It does. I know good and evil. I'm a cleric.
So he just turns around and he
It's a
says, "Watch this." And
Oh,
he
no.
waves the wand at the open door of the outhouse, and there's a spark at the end of it, and then this shimmering portal opens up. And he puts his hand on your back, and he pushes you through.
That's going to take a little effort from him.
This would be a great time for you to stumble or something.
Oh yeah, no. I'm totally. I'm trying to go dead weight enough so he has to really force me through.
So he rolls 19 for this.
God, son of a.
So he pushes you through, and you stumble through, and then he walks through behind you.
You're a lot stronger than you look.
You were trying to like sturdy yourself
Yeah.
so that it took a little bit, but there was a little bit of poop on the ground. And he just slides you through the.
Yeah, and you slide through. Now, cutting back to Cassian, you at this point we'll say you've reached like the door right here. So you've cracked the door, and you're watching this happen. You see him open the outhouse door. You see him sort of
Does he have a
summon the
conversation
portal.
about the name?
Yeah, you hear bits and pieces of it. It's sort of hard to hear. But you see the portal come up, you see him push Yarfik through and then walk through. What do you do?
I'm gonna run as quietly as I can towards it, and I'm gonna cast minor illusion back into the bar where these guys are and say,
Do you need line of sight for minor illusion?
"Good question."
It just says you create a sound or image of an object within range, so it has to be within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
Doesn't
You don't
say
need
line
line
of
of sight, so you
Okay,
can
so
still
I'm
do
gonna cast it back into the bar, and I'm gonna make it loud because it's gonna be hard to target exactly where they are, and I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna have it say, Yarfik and Pallid walked into a portal in the outhouse, and I'm trying to follow them, and I run after.
So
Is that a metaphor?
roll an athletics check.
Okay,
Is that a metaphor? Walked into a portal in the outhouse?
I mean it's as figurative as you want to make it. 9.
So
damn.
you take off running as you set that minor illusion going to alert Aaeowyn and Olash, and you take off running and you take a leap and the portal dissipates and you land in the outhouse.
Where in the outhouse?
What do you mean in the outhouse?
Like you're not like touching poop,
Okay.
but
But I'm in a in a dank.
it doesn't smell good.
Space.
Do you want to?
Your face
curse.
definitely hit the floor. You know there's pee
Yeah,
there.
we should go
Okay.
out there.
We hear the minor illusion and we go out to the outhouse. Oh, we go out back and we see Cassian leap into it.
Cassian, what are you doing?
I turn and I say, they walked through a magical portal in here, but I didn't catch it in time. We have to find a way to reopen it. Aaeowyn, can you examine it and see if it's some kind of permanent spell on the outhouse?
Yeah, I cast Detect Magic on an outhouse.
Okay.
I'm standing up, by the way.
So my first,
down to me.
it's my first level thing. I just no presence of magic within 30 feet. 1 to see or is undisturbed. Cool. Do I need to roll for this? There's not a save roll.
No, you do not need to roll for this one.
Okay.
So there is definitely magic here. It is. I'm trying to remember exactly what the school of magic is.
I think
Can I see your
conjuration is for
PHB?
transmutation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I just want to check. Yeah, so it is conjuration magic.
Friends, we've stumbled across a magic outhouse. Yes, I rub my temples and I say, I'm sensing heavy conjuration magic centered around this very outhouse. You didn't jump in here for nothing, Cassian. We're starting to believe you.
Can you? Is there any way? Can you? I guess do an Arcana check. Can you figure out a way to activate it?
Yes,
By any
I can check. I'm very smart. I have a +4 in Arcana.
Okay,
And
so you can go ahead and roll.
I
roll for
know
Arcana.
knowledge. So
No knowledge.
yeah.
I know knowledge. That's Aaewyn's
16.
new catchphrase. I know knowledge.
So with the 16, you outstretch your hands, you stretch your fingers as far apart as they'll go, just sort of letting the magical
that's
essences
disturbing.
flow around them and around you, and you take it in, and this is above your pay grade.
Oh man.
You will not be able to do this on your own.
All right. Good news and bad news. Good news is I can't do this. Wait. That was the bad news. Okay, just bad news. I can't activate this. This was some high-level stuff, and I'm not there yet. Speaking of, are you going to sign my papers soon?
Aaeowyn, yes, but this is not the time. We're trying to get our friend back. I mean, I feel it feels a little crass that you would hold my feet to the fire at this time.
I realized I can't activate this sort of magic if I'm not at the right grade, and it's just I'd like to advance, but yes, no.
No time, there's no time!
Yes, of course.
Olash is just standing there for this whole thing.
Listen, can you at least tell from, I don't know, the power or the energy that's here, whether, like, how far away they might be? Like, could they be miles away, or is this a short-range teleportation?
I guess I'll... Does that... no, not at all. That's not how this works, Cassian.
I didn't go to fancy wizard school. I learned my magic on the streets.
At this point, Aaeowyn, in thinking about like, oh, how far away is Yarfik now, you remember that he gave you his ring.
Right.
So it occurs to you like, oh, we can go to the temple and see if they can locate him. So you start patting yourself down, and you realize that you don't have it.
What?
And you realize that that as he passed by you, Pallid pickpocketed you and took the ring.
Friends,
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
so I was going to go to the
Family ring.
temple, and it appears our white-haired friend has pilfered the ring that Yarfik gave me to track him. So we're a little up Shit's Creek, if you will.
Well, maybe they can track him some other way. Maybe they have powerful enough clerics to locate him just through, divination magic. I say we try that, and we also see if there's some sort of wizard guild in town. Perhaps someone skilled enough to reopen this portal.
Yes, if that doesn't work, maybe we can go to the richest part of town and see if they know anything about this. Anything about this seedy underbelly of the High Life Fight Club or whatever. Whatever
Not
this
a bad
is.
Did you say High Alive Fight Club?
High Life Fight Club, not a High Life Fight Club. You're not here, Yarfik! You can't beat me!
Just whipping highlight balls.
Ow! Ow!
But let's start with, I'd like to start with the Magic Guild, if we may. Olash, do you have any ideas?
But no, whatever you want to do, Aaeowyn.
Great! I agree with Olash.
Okay, I guess let's ask the mayor if she knows of a mages guild in town.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go and speak to the mayor. We'll cut
Pick
back.
her up in the middle of the night.
We'll cut back to Yarfik real quick. Yarfik, you've just been pushed from behind through this portal, and you emerge on the other side, like stumbling. You land on your hands and knees, and then you sort of pick yourself up and dust yourself off, and you look around, and you're in what appears to be sort of a large foyer. There's bare rock overhead. The floor is polished stone. The walls are polished, well-cut stone. You sort of look around, and there's an empty freestanding doorway next to you. And then you look to the other side, and there's an empty freestanding doorway there as well. And then before you even have a chance to look around anymore, Pallid comes through the doorway behind you, and that portal shuts, and you see that is also an empty freestanding doorway. And Pallid says, well, we're here, come with me.
That's some amazing power there. What guild do you belong to? If you can hang on to that much power for a portal.
And he just laughs and then walks forward and beckons you to follow him.
Can I get a quick look at the stonework and see if I can ascertain what type of architecture, like where I might be,
Sure.
type of like build and stuff like that? So that is a 14.
Okay. With a 14, looking around, it's limestone,
Weird.
but you don't know.
Does it look old or new? Like, is it very like, has it been there for? Is it an ancient place or is it?
It's hard to tell.
Really?
You're not really sure.
All right, lead on. Let's get this show on the road.
So you, he's
About those comps.
he's walking up a large set of stairs in front of you. You go to follow behind him, and we'll cut back to the rest.
Seriously, those comps. I'd like to know about if my friends can come see.
Before, did you say we're cutting back?
Yeah, you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to these guys and I say, before we go talk to the mayor, real quick, I'm just gonna go back and rifle through that guy Terry's pockets and see if it occurs to me he might have been some kind of like, he might have been involved with this guy somehow, like trying to start a fight so that to scare up talent. Just on the off chance, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah, go pickpocket a person in the middle of a bar. Go for it.
I'm gonna cover it. Don't worry. All right, so I run back into the bar,
Okay.
and I go back over to where they had slumped Terry over.
Okay, he's awake.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Can I, like, go with him and try to, like, if we want to question him, I could try to intimidate him?
Absolutely.
Great. Okay, so we walk up to him and I say, "What were you trying to pull back there right before I knocked you out like a sack of bricks? Were you really do you really just hate half-orcs, or were you trying to start trouble for your friend Pallid?"
So
And I watch his reaction closely.
he looks up at you, holding the back of his neck. Oh, you fucking sucker-punching asshole.
But in Draconic.
No, he doesn't speak Draconic. He's saying it in common. He just calls you a sucker-punching asshole, and he goes, "Wait, my friend Pallid? What are you fucking talking about?"
Does he seem to be genuine from what I can tell?
Roll an insight check.
Insight.
Insight is wisdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's a 16.
Yeah. You are well aware of the tells of lying, and he's on the money.
I say, yes. Have you ever been approached about being a part of an underground fighting gang?
He goes, "That's a weird way to start a conversation."
This wasn't the start of the
About it.
conversation, you
Yeah,
weirdo.
you-
That was the fourth
The
sentence
start of
in
the
it.
conversation came when you barged in here and insulted my friend and made an ass of yourself. We're past the niceties.
VDAS, arguing semantics.
I've never been in a fight club. That's what
say-
is that even a thing?
You wouldn't talk about it if you were.
I say, all right, great, thanks, and I leave.
Making that joke, so I just-
I'm gonna
Oh,
lean
yeah.
down and say, "You're a piece of shit."
I'm gonna lean down.
Roll intimidation. Use your strength modifier.
Okay.
Oh,
Nat 20.
You lean down. You call him a piece of shit, and he
Poops himself.
doesn't move. But a large wet spot just begins to appear on his tunic, right over his crotch.
Gosh, holy shit.
I'm so sad I missed this.
And
Good job.
What do you do?
Gonna spit on him.
In his mouth.
So you spit, like in his face?
Yeah, in his face.
Okay, so you spit in his face.
How big's the loogie?
I mean, it's sizable. She's been drinking. She's been drinking, so it's a pretty sizable one. You spit in his face. He's still like shocked expression, unmoving. It like drips down the bridge of his nose as you stand up and walk away to follow along with Cassian and Aaeowyn.
As we leave, I cast minor illusion to cast a spotlight on his crotch. Everybody in the bar can see me.
Hey everyone, Terry repeating himself.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Actually, before I leave the bar, I'm just gonna lean to... No, not the idiot bartender. I'm gonna go back to Randy, who I was talking to earlier, and I say, Randy, good man, one quick question. Again, still not about sex. Do you know...
And he says, "What? We weren't talking about sex."
You thought I was.
No, that was you were trying to have sex with Tilford.
I was not, and you said... Damn it. I say, well, I'm not trying to have sex with anyone, actually. I mean, not at the moment, not unless you have a hot sister or something. But do you know of are there any organizations or associations of mages in this town?
Did you just say you were trying to fuck my sister?
I mean, I don't know your sister. I can't make that call right now.
She's available.
This is what happens when I'm not there to rein you in.
I say, we'll talk about that later. I'll leave I'm staying at the whatever inn we're staying at. So you can just point her that way if you think I'm her type. But that's not the point right now. The point is, do you know of any associations of mages or wizards in this town?
What, you mean like the ORE?
Sure.
Yes,
If they
Cassian.
have an
Yep,
outpost
that's
here.
good.
Well, they don't have like an official outpost, but Fizzweave's a member.
Who's that?
Fizzweave.
I knew
Fizzqueef. Fizzwife?
His wife?
Fizzweave. He owns the potion shop. He's got a farm.
Potion shop. And where is that?
It's on the town square.
I say, thank you very much, my good man.
What's the name of the tavern again? I'll send my sister over.
I don't honestly remember.
It's
but
the
I said
Errant
Cassian
Fiddle.
first. I said the Errant Fiddle. Probably not tonight, though. I'm gonna be busy.
Okay, what's your name again? When I send her over?
I look directly into Zion and I say, Cassian von Daemos. Hero, adventurer, swordsman, ladiesman, and all-around excellent dude.
Give him one of the cards you printed off.
Oh yeah, I pulled through for the little parchment square that I had made, and I handed it to him.
Did you write excellent tunneler on here?
I say, yes, I had to add that at the last minute, that's why it looks handy.
Everything is all like typed out and all like official and inked and then in graphite. It's
Excellent.
just excellent tunneler.
Did you write it for him? It's like great calligraphy.
I say, make sure your sister sees that, she'll know what it means.
Gross.
Well, it only took 5 episodes to split the party. That actually took longer than I expected. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at IWVTcast. And you can check out the other great podcasts from Puma Knife at teampumaknife.com. If you liked what you heard, please review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you heard us. We're rocking an average 5-star review right now, and that's all because you people are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peer pressure your friends into jumping on the bandwagon too. Everyone's doing it. Our theme music is Overworld by Kevin MacLeod. You can check out all of his work at Incompetech.com. Tune in next time as Yarfik explores his new surroundings, and Cassian, Aaeowyn, and Olash try to figure out how to find him. Also, we'll give you another cast interview. We'll see you on the next episode of Improvised Weapons. This has been a Puma Knife production.